Hello. Hi, I'm Latasha, your local real estate expert here in Tallahassee, Florida. Well, actually, I'm not in Tallahassee right now, but I am your local real estate expert. So, I am here to remind you that tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the link is in my bio, we will be having our first time homebuyers course via Zoom. This way, you all will be able to really participate in it. Hey, babes. This way, you guys will be able to participate in it. So, reminder tomorrow at 11 a.m., I will be having my first time homebuyers Zoom via Zoom. So, you can hit the link in my bio to go ahead and register for it. It will be tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is in my bio. So, this time, the event will be held via Zoom. So, therefore, comb your hair before you come on the Zoom. You'll be able to ask questions. Get real time answers. Where we're going to go over the first time home buyers process in great detail. We'll go through each step. We'll talk about the different programs, the eligibility for the programs. Just we're taking our lives to a different level, basically. This time you guys will be able to communicate with me, and you will be able to ask your questions full and in detail, rather than being held captive by the only characters that you can put in that are limited here on live. So if you are wanting to participate, the link is in my bio. It's the very first option for live tomorrow. I have two different options. One option is just to participate in the live. I keep saying a live, but it's really a virtual meeting. Basically, it'll be a virtual webinar tomorrow. I don't know why I keep saying live. I'm so used to saying live here. But it will be a virtual webinar tomorrow from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's two options. One option is just to attend the webinar where you can ask questions, things of that nature. The second option will be the attendance of the webinar. You will also get an additional 30-minute one-on-one appointment with me that will be scheduled at your convenience. You will also get a copy of my book that includes the dispute letters, the information about third-party credit bureaus. When I say it will include the dispute letters, it will have how to get your collections removed, bankruptcy information, just stuff that I know from my head in the book form. You'll also get that as an ebook. So that's two different options that will be available for you that you can purchase. But the webinar is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is in my bio. So can you guys do me a favor? Can you tap on the screen for me? The more taps, the more people are notified that we're here and we're live. So, hi, Alvin. You have your NACA ID, so when is your appointment? I know you've had your intake, so you had your second one. So, yeah, if you guys can go ahead and just tap the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. But on tomorrow, we will discuss in detail, so you guys will be able to talk to me and respond. And for me, I'm excited because that way it's going to give me an opportunity to put a name and a face together. That way I won't be the only person talking that I normally am, and you'll be able to fully ask your questions versus being trapped by so many characters that's limited here. Just wondering where to log in for the seminar. There's a link in my bio. And it has all the information there. So it'll be tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm excited. I get to actually see faces and talk to people that I get to talk to y'all all the time, but y'all don't. I mean, I get a few sentences, well, one sentence really, here. So, oh, thank you. Thank you for the love. I love you too, Pooh. I love you too. So tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Yes, this is the only one I'm going to do. However, it will be recorded. So it will be recorded, and I have to figure out how to upload it on my website because it won't be on YouTube. It won't. So tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will have your opportunity to ask your questions. A lot of times I can't dive off the deep end because there's so many people. You're welcome, Dawn. There's so many people who have so many questions, so I'm kind of limited as to who I can address, what I can address. However, good morning. Good morning, Linda. So, Linda, I put the information up for the webinar for tomorrow. The link is in the bio. So usually, and the only other time I get to talk to you all is when we have an appointment, but tomorrow's venue will be different. So plus you get to see each other, right? You get to see your family members that you've been chilling here with. So I'm excited. The only time I get to see y'all, like I said, is if we do a one-on-one appointment. So excuse me. So, yeah, that's the dealio. No, it won't be on Facebook. This is an exclusive event, so it will only be on Zoom, and the link is in my bio. It won't be on Facebook. On Facebook, I used to stream my podcast, which we're taking a break for the season, but that'll be back in a few weeks as well. This is just a seasonal break for the podcast. And also, my YouTube structure will be changing. Yes, tomorrow's event is Zoom only, exclusively, because I want to be able to see and communicate with you all. It's really hard to really answer questions in detail in this venue. So I want to give you guys the opportunity to get everything that you need. And it's only for an hour, but if you've ever had a meeting with me, you know, like one-on-one, if you just do a 15-minute appointment meeting with me, it's so jam-packed with information, people generally leave like, damn, I have a lot of homework. So expect tomorrow to leave with, damn, a lot of homework. Expect to continue to get literature after the Zoom, because it won't be just, oh, we're going to do this Zoom and that's a wrap. That's not how it works. So you will get additional literature after the Zoom. It will be, actually, I'm going to send each participant an intake form. So you guys can tell me exactly what your situation is and what your areas of concerns are, because the only way I can help you fix them is if I really know what's going on. And here in this venue, I don't really get the opportunity to dive into each and every person's situation to give them personal guidance. So after the Zoom tomorrow, you will receive an intake form via email for you to just basically give me details on your scenario. It's really hard for me to give you an answer about your situation when I only have so many generics. Like, a lot of your situations in talking to you all are very intricate and detailed. There's situations where you may have purchased a home in the past, but then that home may have been foreclosed on or destroyed, and you're wanting to know, okay, now that this stretch of time has gone on, do I qualify for first-time home buyers programs since such a long period has gone on? Or if I purchased a home previously with an ex-spouse, and now that we're separated, I'm no longer on that mortgage or that deed, do I qualify for a first-time home buyers? A lot of people have a lot of different intricate situations, so Although the Zoom tomorrow, we will get into depth in first-time home buyers, the steps, and what you need to do besides just fixing your credit, which is the number one thing. But getting in much more detail, talking about the view of your loan from a mortgage lender's perspective, understanding what ducks need to be put in a row and how they need to be put in a row to accomplish your goal, a realistic time frame of how to accomplish your goals, because a lot of you, whether you realize it or not, are a lot closer to home ownership than what you think. And generally, let's see, Cali time for me, and I have to work, but I can attend and not have the camera on. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to give you the opportunity to be able to ask your questions. I feel like I'm going to miss some good info. I can't promise you won't. Hopefully you will. The link is in my bio, how to participate in the Zoom. The link is in the bio. So afterwards, you're going to receive an intake form. You're welcome, baby. You're going to receive an intake form so I can get a better understanding of your particular situation. We'll also have, there's two different types of appointments or options you can pick for the Zoom. Hey, babes. One is going to lead to a one-on-one appointment. The other one will lead to more than likely just maybe a follow-up call, or it depends on the complexity of your situation. I may reach out to you and say, okay, we need to have an appointment because your situation requires for us to go into a much more invasive, detailed explanation as to what you need to do. My ultimate goal and purpose is really to educate you, number one, but a lot of you can be home for Christmas. Like, can you imagine being in your home for the holidays? Can you imagine that? Like, just let that settle in on your spirit for a minute. You've been working for years, right? And trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. But because you may not know the details of what home ownership looks like, to learn that it could be one or two things if you just turn it left and turn it right. Can you imagine being home for the holidays? And if you're wanting to build, can you imagine being in your home in the next 6 months? And the only reason why I say 6 months is giving enough time for your home to be built. Can you imagine that? And let me tell you, this is one of my favorite things. Like, this is my next thing I'm going to do at my next closing. And I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start sending care packages to other realtors whom I've connected people with. I like for people to come to home for the first time and have something spectacular. The last few people, they've had welcome home signs like sprawled across their front lawn. The last person had the welcome home sign with red, white balloons everywhere. And they got gorgeous gift sets for their bathrooms. And let me see, I got the kids' bathroom sets. And the parents' gift actually was, I paid for all of their window treatments, all their wooden blinds. That was my gift to them. And that's because they, that's just, I like to do it. I like that aha moment. So I think, once we work together and we get you to that point and I turn you over to Realtor, I'm going to have that Realtor commit to doing a special surprise. Because it's an unbelievable feeling. So with the FHA, when the participant does not stay in the house for the amount of time it's given, Which mean? Yeah, you can lose your funding. Yeah, you can lose your funding. That's not something that's part of the agreement that you're agreeing to. Like if you get a sorry guys, the question is with the FHA loan, they have a time frame, which we'll discuss this tomorrow in detail as well. But if you break that time frame, then you're putting your loan in jeopardy and it can be recalled. Yes. It's like if you have a second mortgage, and with the second mortgage, if you move out of the house or rent the house or sell the house before your agreed time frame, you're required to pay that money back. Right? Nothing in life is for free. There's going to have some type of stipulation to it. Your NAC appointment's in 2 weeks. Well, aren't you just trucking along to home ownership? Aren't you just smooth pooping along there to home ownership? Can you guys tap the screen for me, please? Right now, I have a buyer who's NACA approved, and home shopping with her is really fun. It's really, really fun. That curiosity is really fun. Oh, you said listening to me. I'm telling you. NACA seemed to only have sessions for Spanish speaking. Oh no, you need to not contact, because they must have put you in the wrong pool, baby. Go to the website, download. We don't have to download the PDF, but you can look at the PDF and get the main customer service number, because they have you in the wrong type. So at some point, somebody selected the wrong option, but they are in English. They are. So, you need to contact the customer service number. They're definitely in English. Excuse me. Most certainly. Go ahead and make sure you contact the customer service number. It's not a toll-free number, but when you go to, let me just see it. Yeah. You're not the first person I've heard that's happened to. But it's been a while, though. It was like earlier this year. It happened to someone else. But it's been a while. But just go ahead and reach out to them. So something got crossed at some point. It's not a hard fix. So tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get it, dude. Let's get it. So make sure you write down your questions. Bring your pen and your paper. This is your Eminem 8 Mile moment. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. So tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to go over the first-time home buyers process. We're going to talk about down payment assistance program, closing cost programs. We're going to talk about what your credit really needs to be, what it needs to look like, what's an attractive credit profile. We're going to talk about how to get to that credit profile. It's been a while since I've gone in detail explaining the credit process. Like, even though you guys are going through the NACA program, and even though it's not based upon your credit, it's based upon how you've made payments. So I really need to teach you, for those who have not learned, for those who are new with me, I really need to teach you guys. Oh, thank you, Pooh. I really need to teach you guys how to address any outstanding credit issues you may have to expedite your NACA process. I don't want you all to be caught in the perpetual loop just because you don't know how to get rid of something. You know what I mean? So I really need to educate you all on how to go about getting late payments removed, how to go about getting collections removed. Anything that's happened negatively within the last 24 months on your credit bureau report, excuse me, we need to address that, because that could be a stumbling block for you when it comes down to the NACA program. We also need to talk about, even though you may be living paycheck to paycheck, how you can save, where you can actually cut corners where you didn't even realize that you can. Because NACA is going to require for you to have a savings, right? So if you're already, at a point where as you're using one paycheck for the first of the month and all those bills, and your second paycheck for the remaining bills, where do you fit in time? Where do you fit in money to save, right? So we're going to talk about those things. And a lot of you already know your pain points, but you have to get to the point where you make a decision. Oh, and I'm so in love with Jesus. You hear me? In love, Jaden. But you have to be able to identify your pain points that's keeping you from home ownership, from that financial freedom. You need that financial freedom, whether you are part of the NACA process or not. Because who wants to get a new house and then can't get no credit to be able to furnish that new house? Right? So we have to learn these things. And tomorrow is going to be a great opportunity for me to share in a capacity that I have not been able to share before. So make sure you have your pen and your paper, because I know a lot of you are a lot like me, and you're just needing to be pointed in the right direction. Then once you're pointed in the right direction, you take off. You take off. You just need that direction. That's all. That's all. Talk to you guys tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I want you to go to bed tonight thinking about going to bed in your home. Not a rental property, but your home. I want you to think about and imagine how secure your kids will feel knowing that they can go in their home, in their room. That's a different level of security for a child. I want you to imagine how it will feel accomplishing such a major goal as a single parent. I want you to really think about these things. And I don't want you to think about it in the capacity with limitations, because we tend to do that, right? I want you to know that your heart's desire is possible. Because you don't know. You may think you may be sitting at that job that you're at now in the next 3 months, but something may happen that will propel you to a different situation. So when you are setting your intentions for your home, don't settle. Because we even tend to wish for what's safe. So when you get ready to sit and imagine and setting your intention on becoming a homeowner with the intent on owning your house by December, September, October, November, December. Set the intent on being a homeowner by December. Like, realistically. This is an available option for you. Is this what you're going to choose? And if it's something that you're not going to choose, then can you please explain to me why not? Because I need to understand the rationale. Are you going to choose to walk into your home by December? And if you say that you can't, please tell me why when we meet tomorrow. So when you tell me the can't, I can teach you the how. Because if you tell me that you can't get into a home because you can't afford a home, because you can't save the money for the down payment, you already know I can tell you how to do that. You already know I already have showed you that there's a way. And if you would say, Tasha, I don't have the closing costs, I've already showed you there's a way. If you say, Tasha, my credit score isn't good enough and I don't have the money, I've already given you the answer, but I can reiterate it for you. I can break it down into terms for you so you can understand that I'm talking to you and I'm not just speaking in global terms. This is very possible. If you've been with me for a while, you know that local members of the TikTok here, that's been the city and state where I am, that they have gotten their credit up and they've purchased. There have been other people who've given their stories on how they've gone from 500s to the 700s by simply following instructions. I just want to know, if you can't, tell me why you can't, because I don't understand and I want to understand. I want to understand. So we'll talk about it tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in my bio. Come on, let's join. Let's talk about it. What is it? What's the worst that could happen by participating tomorrow? What's the worst that could happen if you don't? Now, if you gotta go to work, go to work. But if you are available and you're thinking that you're gonna be sitting in the bed, twinkling your toes, drinking a cup of coffee, so this is completely about you. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst? But the other side of that is, what's the best? So you got what you're gonna listen in. What's the best? You'll learn how to improve your credit. You'll learn about programs that give you money towards purchasing a home. You'll learn if in the event that you don't have money and that you need to be in a home before the NACA program. You're going to learn about lease to own. If you've already been pre-approved and you keep getting passed over in the bidding process, you'll learn how to convert your offer from a FHA loan to cash. What's the worst that could happen? I already know the best that can happen is that you'll be a homeowner. Latasha, I jacked up my personal credit, but my business credit is good. Can I purchase a home that way? Sure can. Latasha, I'm a business owner, and I would love to have a property where I can live upstairs and have my business downstairs. Sure can. You can do that. Don't settle for safe, ladies and gentlemen. You said the credit my rent is the best thing ever. It is. Let me tell you, when I learned about the concept of alternative credit and the things that you can add to your credit bureau report that you've been paying on time that you haven't been getting credit for, I was like, this got to be a lie. This got to be a lie. I kept looking and looking, trying to dispel it, because I'm like, there's no way that people can easily boost their credit score by just doing this one thing. There's no way. I didn't think it was real. So I did my research and trying to dispel it, because it's so simple. And I couldn't understand, not to divert topics, y'all, but I couldn't understand why more people wasn't doing it, and why were we not screaming that shit from the mountaintops? Like, no lie, y'all, I had never heard of it, right? But the funny is, once I discovered it, and once I told y'all about it, and the video went viral after I told y'all about it, all of a sudden it was popping up everywhere. All of a sudden it was on everybody else's TikTok, everybody's Facebook, everybody's Instagram, and everything. And I was like, that's a coincidence. And so I started realizing that they posted days after mine. But then I was like, how could this not be general knowledge? That was mind-blowing. But then I had to remember that the best way to hide something from a people is to put it in the book. Well, when I found that out, child, you couldn't tell me I wasn't damn Isaac Newton and I had just discovered gravity. No lie. I was amazed. And you know what else was funny too? Like, when I started talking about, now, this is if y'all go check out other realtors' pages, right? I can tell you, they're talking about the American Home Fund.